Hi, Perry. Hi, Perry. Oh, fuck, we're live. Oh, oh, oh.
We're a million miles apart in 1,000 ways. Baby, you can light up the dark like a solar escape. And I can almost feel you coming and your heartbeat race. So I want somebody, something in the choice we made. I'm thinking nothing new. Tell me how you feel. Oh, we all got wanderlust in the darkest place. So we going with our hearts, yes, all the rage. Oh, we're just trying to find ourselves in the stores we chase. Baby, in another summer, we can find our way. I think about you. Tell me how you feel. 'Cause love is love. Can we all be as one again? 'Cause love is love, it never ends. Can we all be as one again? 'Cause love is love, it never ends. Can we all be as one again? 'Cause love is love, it never ends. Can we all be as one again? 'Cause love is love, it never ends. Can we all be as one again? 'Cause love is love, it never ends. Can we all be as one again? 'Cause love is love, it never ends. As one again. 'Cause love is love, it never ends. Can we all be as one again? 'Cause our love is love, it never ends. Can we all be as one again?
we really freeze? That would be good.
Laughing this time.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to this week's Lunchtime Lockdown. How are you, Penny?
Look, I'm nervous because I think we went live for a little bit before we knew we were live, and I think I would have been bitching because I'm in a nap mood today.
I think we said a few things that we thought were going to be off camera, but they might have been on camera. Let us know in the comments if we did.
I was having a great morning until I decided I'd go and get a bottle of wine, even though I've not been drinking for a while. And then I just fucking put on Canada's Drag Race again. It puts me in such a bad mood.
It's not the best Drag Race I've ever seen. That is for sure.
And that is being nice. It's fucking hideous television.
Okay, maybe we should start with the positive. What do you like about it? All right, now
when it finishes.
And what don't you like about it?
Everything. I fucking hate it. I've said this week after week. I don't know why I feel I've got to watch it to be relevant, but we can't really spill too much tea on it because it's only just come out. But it's just, I'm just going to say two things I don't like about it. I hate. So they had like the regular pit crew challenge where they get a lot of the pit crew out and then get them to pull their pants down. It's basically a meat fest, and for a level of inclusivity, they put like a disproportionate pit crew member in, and let's say that's fine. We can all sit there and enjoy the buffet, girl, but it's not what we want to see represented on telly. And it's like you put one gentleman that doesn't fit with the rest of them, and then you just continually feature him and his stretch marks. And I mean, he's standing there so uncomfortably, and it's like, thanks for the inclusion, bitch. And then also that fucking Stacey, who they think, I don't know whether they just drugged the contestants during the confessionals, but they're like, Stacey's everything. She owns the catwalk, and then she hefts down the catwalk in a fucking pajama top with yet again another like tick of fluorescent color, and they're like, she's the best thing in the world. I'm like, she's a fucking pig. I can't understand her. She's nashy. She's not a supermodel. I don't know, like, it just revs me up. Here I am. Let me take 2 deep breaths. You go, Dan.
Okay, count to 10, darling. Look, I don't hate her as much as you do, but it does always sound like she's just stepped straight out of ARC and onto the TV studio floor because she's talking down here. Oh, yes, I like it when you walk down the runway. So, I don't know. I'm neither here nor there with her. The other judge, an
empowered woman, but like it would be like me doing drag and I'm going, oh my God, she's the prettiest thing in the world. I'm not. Like, I know that. Like, she's not. She's not. Thank you, Dan. She's not gorgeous. She's not strikingly like supermodel built. Yet it's like they've got like an eye mask on, not even glasses. It's just shit. But I want to get worked up about it.
I'm having a lot of trouble watching Canada's Drag Race. UK Drag Race I liked from the first 10 minutes. I just love their personalities. I love that it was the same, but it had a UK flavour. This just feels like an Aldi version of Drag Race. It kind of looks the same, has similar branding, but it does not taste right.
Just, it kind of looks the same apart from the complexions on everyone. Although, again, we said it last week. Here we are sitting in our lounge room and bedroom with a fucking ring light, and we look softer than the fucking bitches on Canada's Drag Race.
I know. Just put a little bit of a blur over those cameras. They are harsh. I don't know if they've hired super cheap cameras or what. They do not look good.
Like the time you had to put that blur on me specifically and Minnie when we did that full direct sunlight Bondi beach.
100 degrees. And it was literally 100 degrees that day. You and me standing out on a rock.
LA. It was like hot as hell. And Minnie made us wear the fucking Tupperware tits. So I was like sweating like a dog.
The video turned out well though.
It was fun. Yeah, really fun. Maybe we should do an emerging from COVID one.
Okay.
Yeah, you do it. You organise it. You do everything. I'll just be in it. I'll just be in it.
All right, it's a deal.
Dan, big week in the news this week, hey? Why don't you tell us about it?
Oh, big week in the news. Well, I think the lead story is that we now, for everybody's oral pleasure, we now have this as a podcast. So people can listen to us on Spotify, Apple, Google, all the places. If you're driving around in your car, if you're cleaning your house, pop us on and have a giggle.
I feel
and that's the end of the news.
I feel
the end of the headline.
Negativity I provided in this introduction. I love that Stacey woman. I love her. Beautiful supermodel.
She's our favourite. We just love her. No, I guess the big news is this week I've been watching all the reality show finales, but sitting on my phone the entire time and buying things. I'll spend the whole day going...
I've had to buy off as well. What have you bought?
I spent the whole day going, I'm not going to spend anything today. No, I'm not going to do that. A 9-kilogram calming blanket that makes you feel like you're getting a hug. Oh, I'll get one of those for $189.
Did you really buy one?
Uh-huh. Because a friend put it on Facebook.
They're for autistic kids.
Here I am.
Here he's being caressed by his blanket. Do you know what I've got obsessed with this week? And let's be honest, I've had addictions throughout my entire life. Afterpay.
Oh, I've wondered about that. What's it like?
It's like buying without the guilt, because like whatever you get, they just divide it by 4 payments. So I've bought new makeup. I've bought battery packs to do my lighting in the garage. I've bought so much shit I don't need, but the guilt is gone because I'm only paying 1/4 for our American friends, 1/4 of it on purchase. And the rest will just sneak up and get me later.
Have any of the payments snuck up and got you yet, or are they?
No, because I'm only 1 week in.
Oh, okay. How many things have you bought?
Lots. And my fucking bike that I bought off of Wish.com still hasn't arrived. Still.
I cannot wait to see what that bike looks like. That's from back in March, isn't it?
First week into lockdown when I was like, hey, this would be a great opportunity for you to lose weight and exercise and be sensible.
What if it turns up and it's like this big?
Oh, I mean, I'll just have to like pedal with my knees closer to my chest.
What
Dan,
else have you been up to?
Well,
yes.
I actually did my first flight this week since mid-March. So that was when I landed back from Mexico via Los Angeles. And this week I went up to Brisbane to celebrate a friend's 40th.
Uh-huh. What was it like on the plane? Was it too busy?
Luckily through work I was able to book business class, and there was only like 2 other people in business class of 8 seats. I guess it's weird, isn't it? I mean, like for me, flying became so much of an experience. So you'd go to the airport early, get drunk in the lounge, wheel yourself to the aircraft. And I mean, lounges aren't open. Well, certainly Virgin lounges aren't open. I think some Qantas clubs are open.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought it would be like a really emotional experience for me, and it wasn't. Yeah, it was kind of like a nothing. There were a few people wearing masks on the plane.
Great story.
What's that? Sorry.
I said great story.
Oh, thanks. The airport's empty. Like half of the shops are closed. There's great sales on over there. It wasn't the experience I was after, but I went up to Brisbane, had a great time, went to some amazing restaurants I've not been to before, flew back again, then just threw myself back into being a lady drag queen. But our clubs are quiet again. People are spooked.
Yes, so I was DJing at the Beresford last Sunday. I think I've done about 3 or 4 in a row there, and it was the quietest it's been since it's reopened. I think people are staying away a little bit now.
Well, Gladys did say stay home unless it's necessary.
The Beresford's necessary.
I'm paraphrasing. Well, coming to see us is necessary.
Exactly.
I had a lot of cancellations on Wednesday and Thursday this week. I'm doing a private party tomorrow, and I was a bit, no more than 20 in your house, bitch. I'm fucking forfeiting my fee to pay for a fine. But yeah, it's a bit crazy out there at the moment. We'll see what happens.
How was it last night at Potts Point Hotel?
We had one big group cancel before the night, but we had a lot of Actually, that's not true. Exaggerating. You know how the gays are. We didn't have as many walk-ins as we would normally have.
Okay.
So yeah, I think it's going to be quite a couple of weeks. We'll just see. I mean, I know we've committed not to have a lockdown. I have ordered some posh matte black masks coming in. Why can't it be black? I've ordered some masks to come in online. So I'm feeling that maybe like Melbourne, Sydney's going to go into masks, but no lockdown.
Yeah, I feel like we're going to... Well, I was going to say, I feel like we'll be okay with the lockdown, but who knows? There seem to be little mini clusters going around the place.
Yeah, and also like connected back to clubs, pubs, gyms. So yeah, it's going to be interesting times. But let me say, my teary moment of the week would have to be watching the farewell of the final Qantas 747.
Oh,
which was teary. So I'd landed that morning. I walked across to the airport, thought I could go up the top of the car park and have a bit of a cry and watch it take off. And there was like 500 people there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then, of course, the last flight was fucking late by an hour and a half. So I'm like, I'll go do business and come back. Yeah, really. I mean, I think growing up, like I wanted to work on a Qantas 747. That was like the queen of the skies. And I mean, so many people have traveled and had amazing times on that. To see it was always going to come to an end sort of towards the end of the year, early next year, but COVID's pushed that earlier. So it was a bit emotional. It was sad. And then to see them do the great big flying kangaroo logo was amazing. That was kept like quite a secret from people. And it's like the most amazing investment in fuel in their life because it was on everyone's Facebook page.
Yeah, it was such a cute idea. And yeah, I saw it all over Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, everything.
And then people whinge. They're like, the amount of redundancies you're doing, you should have saved the fuel. I'm like, love, the amount of money they got through advertising, you couldn't have invested it better.
Exactly. My camera's playing up and I'm back.
You like
so is it
like some sort of flashing number at the top? I kind of like it.
This camera. Calm blue ocean, calm blue ocean. I'll take my 2 deep breaths. What was I going to ask? Oh yeah, so the plane, does it literally just go to the desert and stay there forever and die?
So that one was flying to LA first because they did put freight on it, and then it will go to the Mojave Desert. And yeah, they've got like a storage area where a lot of aircraft have got it, and then they have like the scrap area. So basically, it will be pulled apart and used as scrap metal, which is sad. Yeah, there's actually companies. There's a company called Plane Tag that for the aerosexuals out there, they actually go and they cut chunks of the aircraft out and they make like key rings and dog tags and shit out of it, and they will engrave on the back what aircraft it came from. So it's kind of cool. And with Qantas, like on the tail there's like a red, white and a gold strip, and they actually like you pay premiums for where you get your key ring from. So that's, you know, it's kind of fun. But I mean, that's what the aircraft becomes. Yeah, like they're gone, they're gone.
It becomes key rings.
Yeah, basically. For some desperate homosexuals that buy a little bit of history.
Probably us.
Well, I've looked at it. And, of course, the different colours cost different prices, which is gay.
Oh, wow. Okay. Is the gold the most expensive?
Yes, because it's only a very thin strip. I think it's like $96 for gold. And it's all individually numbered as well. It's actually quite cool, but, like, yeah.
It's cool, but it's expensive.
It's cool because hey, what about they've come out and said that the Melbourne outbreak is not from security guards fucking sluts in security, but it's actually from people not isolating after they've taken their test. Or maybe that's just Dan Andrews saying it.
Oh, maybe. Oh, I hadn't heard that because the last thing I saw, or the last headline I saw said that every single case has come from those hotels and those security guards.
No, so they've done a poll. Wow. And they basically said, when you went for your COVID test, did you isolate? You got results? And they're like, no. Which I find so weird because you know that I did go for a test some time ago, and they drill it into you, not in a fun way. When you go, like, for your test, they're like, you must isolate, you must. And even when you're waiting for your results, like, it sends you messages going, confirming you're isolating. When you go to log in for your results, you have to tick, yes, I have isolated for the last however long. And then for people to think, I mean, it's just, for people to think they're fucking around with that, like, come on, girl.
Yeah. Well, I've only had the COVID test once at the Sydney Eye Hospital, the one on Macquarie Street. Popped in.
Is that really what you were there for?
It is, I promise. It's COVID times. It can't be anything else. And then, they called me the next day, but because my flatmate works from home, they were very concerned about him being around me while I might be toxic. But it turns out I wasn't.
You're toxic. Okay. I think for you to break what is so enforced, and this was going to be something else I want to talk about. It's like useless instructions, like you're meant to stay in isolation. Do you get your results? It's the same as when they put like on the McDonald's apple pie's caution contents may be hot, or on a coffee cup. Like, what are some of the useless instructions you've been given in your life, Dad?
Useless instructions. Well, there was a funny one that I saw on the news where they said, the prisons have gone into lockdown. And you're like, it's a prison. Aren't they already locked down?
I love it because they're trying to say that they should be letting low offenders out. Like, there's a chance that you might get COVID, so we'll just let you back out into society.
Oh, okay. So we might be seeing them wandering around Grindr soon?
Hot, hopefully.
So
useless instructions, but also what about, I've got the shits because the gym that I don't go to, but I have membership to locally, is a ground floor, and the gym was there first, and then they sold apartments on the top, and now all the people in the apartment, since the gym has been closed, are now complaining about people dropping weights, and there being like heavy noise when they're dropping the weights. I'm like, bitch, you fucking knew that when you moved in. It's like those people, sorry, my notes dropped. It's like the people who moved into Luna Park and were like, we can hear a roller coaster. I'm like, yeah, it's been years.
Yeah, the roller coaster's really noisy. It's been there since the 1910s, 1920s?
The 1910s. But it's also, it's like I live right in the flight path, and because I'm aerosexual, that someone just like loved the comment. Every time I hear airplane, like I run to see what it is taking off. But for the last 5 years, I'm like, another fucking airplane, another fucking airplane.
Do you not notice them now, though? Do they just kind of...
I do notice them now, but I didn't notice them because it used to be from 5:40 in the morning. And I'm such a retard. I'd know what it was that was taking off or landing, or you can hear different engine types. But now, as opposed to it just being background noise, now I'm like, fuck, what is that? And you run and have a look. What about when I was watching the last 747 takeoff, the next aircraft to take off was Air China. That's kind of naughty. It's kind of naughty. Yeah, Air China A330 took off straight afterwards. Isn't that unusual?
I'm going to have a stitch. It's good to see them out and about. Good on them.
Yeah.
Well, a friend and I we were talking about Bali, speaking of flying places.
Yeah.
And most of Bali's shut down, and they're selling off the hotels because nobody's staying there anymore. And we thought, oh my God, it's bargain time. If we book our flights in November, December, we might be able to get over there and get a really good bargain. But maybe also COVID.
No, girl. You ain't going there till at least July next year. They've changed.
We've decided not to book our flights, even though they are available.
Well, I think they've now. Well, I think the airlines are now so I think domestic or internationally, that Virgin and Qantas have cancelled international flights till October now.
Oh,
okay.
I think
it's. With what's going on everywhere, it's just going to be delayed. Like we said from months ago, it won't be till this time 2021 that you'll be able to go, or until a vaccine's around.
What do you think our chances are of a vaccine?
From what I've been watching on telly, and you never know what to believe, it seems like there are some positive results with vaccines, but the UK and the US have bought the first 100 million doses of it. So Australia is up there with developers. What about though? But they're saying Russia was trying to tap into our computer systems to steal the intelligence. Shouldn't the world be fucking working together to get a bloody goddamn vaccine?
I know. I saw that Russia was trying to break into somewhere and China was trying to break into somewhere to steal the vaccine.
Nuts. And then also, flu transmission rates because of social distancing are the lowest they've been in decades.
Oh, wow. Oh, well, that makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah. Because usually flu kills a lot of people, and when you start putting numbers together, you're like, well, flu killed this, blah, 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 but COVID is much more contagious. But flu is like so low this year, which is great. A lot of people got the flu.
Good.
Yada. Hey, speaking of crazy medicines and vaccines, I got onto this morning. I tried to tune in early to see if I could ruin my whole day by watching Canada's Drag Race early. And it wasn't on, but I watched this amazing David Attenborough documentary, and I've forgotten the goddamn name of the animal. I want to say Pantagon. No,
Pantaloon?
Pantaloon. Let me look
Is
it up.
that it? Pantaloons. Maybe someone in the comments will know. It's that funny little scaly animal with the big...
Yeah, it's like a
Patagonia?
Let's look at it.
Pajamas.
Pangolin. Yeah. So it's a weird look. It sort of looks like an aardvark / like one of those like crazy animals covered in scales. But it just popped up today and I was like, man, watch this. And it's the most trafficked animal in the world. And used for traditional medicine, despite the fact that scientific proof shows pangolin. There we go. Thank you, Tim. That scientific proof shows it does absolutely fuck all, and it's just the same as chewing your nail. But it's like the most trafficked animal, but the one we know the least about. It's a Stan documentary. It's fantastic. This crazy woman with a very messy house has like taken one on. And is sort of like just learning more about it and follows it around for 10 kilometers a day to allow it to eat in its natural habitat. Wild.
Oh, wow. And so you found that documentary about a crazy animal more interesting or less interesting than Canada's Drag Race?
Oh, much more interesting.
Oh, more interesting.
Interesting, but alarming because, and I mean, I'm not here to, well, I am here to criticize traditional medicine. I mean, if someone can prove that what you think, like by drinking bear bile, you're going to be more virile, and if they've done all the research and realize it doesn't work, fucking stop drinking it. They have like
that might be a clue.
What's that?
I said that might be a clue.
Yeah, if it's proven that it doesn't work, don't do it. At one stage, they have like 20 bags of scales from the pangolin, and the lady's like, there's at least 50 animals in each of those bags, and it's been clinically proven it does fuck all, but you still goddamn murder and eat it. And then they had like a close-up of like the ones that they had taken and killed for the scales. Some of them were pregnant, so they were just eating the unborn babies of it because, gee, it's good to be able to do.
That's disgusting.
Outrageous.
Oh, well, I hope it improved whatever they were trying to improve.
I won't put a country or a race to it because I would not want to be racist pointing out a fact.
Moving on.
Perry! Moving on. Oh, you got something. Go.
I've got a question regarding racism. So, if you know when you tell a joke and you say, oh, it was an English person, and then you do an English accent to say what they said. The English person said, oh, oi, governor, that's stupid. Or if it's an American person, oi, governor, that's stupid. Is it racist if you do an Asian accent? Even if you're not making fun of them?
Well, a lot of people do the Indian accent as well. I am not one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what? I have questioned myself on
big
this
questions
as a stand-up comedian in the past, and I think it's the same as you go, oh, that Pom over there. If you go, oh, that Indian over there, or that Asian over there, it's the negative connotation that society has put on certain cultures that makes it inappropriate. But yeah, I mean, I'm an accent lover, but I mean, I know if I was to, exactly what you said, do an English or an American accent, which I do quite often, but if you do an Indian or an Asian accent, I mean, that's totally inappropriate. And certainly in workplaces, that is deemed racial inappropriateness.
I think I've read about that, actually. Matthew Shaw has jumped in immediately and said, yes, it's racist. So
Is it
that it's
though, or
racist.
are you just pointing out an accent?
Exactly. I don't know. I don't have the answers here. We are tackling the big problems. The
Controversial.
Big here.
Okay, I said this from the very beginning, and what I'm about to say is semi-controversial, but in the very beginning, when coronavirus was linked to possibly the consumption of a bat, if you said, hey, you ate a bloody bat, that's racist. But if it was linked to fucking a sheep and you said to a Kiwi, you fucking fucked a sheep, you know, it's the same sort of thing. Probably worse rooting a sheep, but it didn't seem to have the racial connotation. So it's just, it's a grey area.
It's a very grey area. I don't want to go there because it's so grey.
Well, the thing is, you can't anymore. You know,
well, that's true.
You can't.
We'll be cancelled.
Well,
we'll be cancelled.
Our cancelled. Speaking
our
of
twos
people,
and threes of viewers won't get to watch us every week.
Never back. But there is someone who's not scared to go there, and I think it's time for me to leave you to chat to him, and I'll be back while I go read the comments. Dan.
All right. Let us know in the comments if you have any questions for the one and only Perry Meek, live and direct from Hollywood. Oh, we've lost your audio, darling. Oh, I've got you on mute. I did this last week. How embarrassing. How unprofessional.
So
are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yep.
Oh, yes, because it says the host has unmuted your mic. I thought, see, she's bloody put me on silent.
Sorry about that. I really do want to hear what you've got to say.
Well, you know, what was I going to say? Oh, now I forgot my train of thought.
Oh, tell us about your week in Hollywood. What's been going on?
Oh, you mean where we've surpassed 4 million cases of coronavirus? That's 4 million with an M.
Hooray!
Yeah, hooray!
New record!
America! Yay! Yankees! Go Yankees! I mean, you know, yeah.
How many people live in California?
Well, that's US wide. The US.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, total US. But no, California's, we're back up there. We're this close to going into total lockdown again. Like literally this close. Like days. They're taking it day by day to see, you know, if you haven't behaved today, then that's it. But yeah, because people aren't listening. Listen, here's the thing. Those stupid fucking Instagrammers last night, like, I don't know if you've heard of any of these people. You know, this James Charles makeup person.
Yes, I've heard of him.
And then there's Nikita Dragon. She's a young transsexual kid. You know, they're all like, they had a huge house party in the Hollywood Hills, birthday party. No masks, no nothing, dancing. Oh yeah, that is why we're going into lockdown again. And yet they don't get it.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So, okay.
They're all being called out on Instagram. Of course, then they go, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't realize. You'll try and do better. No, bitch, you know.
They put out their apology videos right afterwards.
Oh, yeah. And they're getting, these are the ones that are making like millions off YouTube, like literally, you know, millions of YouTube. And that's why it's crazy. But did you see that the CDC came out with the Canadian CDC came out with guidelines and recommended glory holes as a good way of having sex?
I did see that. Just avoid kissing, avoid saliva exchange, and a glory hole is a good way to maintain physical distance.
Yeah, if they're promoting it, then I say we should all go for it. You know, if they're saying it's good, then count me in. I mean,
if it's good enough,
if it's good enough for Canada, it's good enough for me.
Exactly.
Better the US, better than us at the shit show here, honey.
Well, speaking of shit show, Taylor Swift has her album coming out today from the middle of nowhere.
And also, oh God, I just feel so blasphemous seeing this. I feel like I'm about to get nailed to a cross, just like baby Jesus. That Kylie is good.
It's no chorus.
It's kind of awful, actually. I mean, here's the thing. It sounds like it belonged in what was the last album?
Golden.
The country western one.
Yes, golden.
Golden. It sounds like the golden era. And then also she's been doing this promotion like for disco. And I thought, oh God, we're going to have like a 70s, like a whole, you know, a really disco beat.
Mm-hmm.
And this came out.
Yeah.
Sorry, Alan. Sorry. It's no from me.
It's a no deal. I'm excited for the disco era because I think she's doing what Gaga and Dua Lipa have done. They've put out like dancey disco themed albums, but this lead single it's not disco.
It's not disco. It's really awful. Yeah, sorry. I'd like to say something, honey. I'm saying I don't like it.
The last 20 seconds is really good when all the backing singers start singing along, but that's it. It's like that needs to be at the front of the song and then build up from there.
Yeah. So, you know, God knows what ball Taylor Swift is going to come out with, honey. Another, you know, her strumming that damn bloody guitar and singing out of key.
Well, this is a folk album as well. So,
honey, Birkenstocks and lesbians at Lilith Fair. Great, sign me up, honey.
Get out your ukulele and get ready to strum along.
Honey, I know. I'm sorry, honey. You know, what next? Not shaving your armpits and, you know, not wearing deodorant? No. Harry, I was waiting. You're aware if Garcelle or something will be returning. Oh, we'll get on to Beverly Hills in a minute, Jamie.
Yeah, we'll save that question, Jamie.
We'll save that question for when Penny gets back. I've got a lot to say on that.
Well, one more thing before Penny comes back. The Dixie Chicks, now known as the Chicks because you can't say Dixie anymore, they've got a new album out as well. All these female artists are putting out their albums right now.
And the Dixie song isn't bad. I mean, it's Dixie Chicks. It's cute. I mean, it's sort of catchy and it's, yeah. But, yeah, they're all putting out the album. Well, they've got nothing else to do. I mean, what are they doing? Sitting at home, you know?
Yeah, flicking the bean. But, and I guess that's probably more of a country artist thing to do, which Taylor kind of is, to write songs. When they've got their downtime, they just put their songs out.
But a folk album? Oh, what next? I mean, next we're going to have Patsy Bisco putting out a damn dance compilation.
Well, Dolly Parton is. Did you see that?
Honey, Dolly can do anything she wants, you know. I mean, Dolly can do no wrong.
Well, speaking of people who can't do any wrong, let's get on to Real Housewives and bring beautiful Penny back. We've got a lot to say.
Or do we?
Girl, okay, can we just start with when she kept going on about that fucking Chanel dress that fit like a gunny sack? And I have seen better legs in a bucket of Kentucky Fried Chicken. They're these two little sticks that she had, and it's Chanel. And I thought, awful.
I'm changing Garcelle's name to Garcelle because neither of the two new people bring anything. And I love when Garcelle was questioning. I've suddenly forgotten the one who you were just talking about's name. Who I can't remember. Slutton. When Garcelle was questioning, goes, you know, I'm from the South. We don't talk about where money comes from, but where does your money come from? I mean, it just... And suddenly the fucking bitch is available to go away for 7 days despite her very, 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 very busy filming schedule if it includes going to Rome, Italy. Not Rome anywhere else in the world, Rome, Italy.
No, I love that. Okay, first things, I bet you any money that Garcelle won't be back. I don't know that for sure, but I bet she's as boring as batshit, and she just doesn't seem to be interested. She's never available. She's never like. But I love when they always do it. They do it on every franchise too. When they go, I've planned a trip, and I just want to do a voiceover with Andy sending you to Italy.
Yeah,
you know?
Very very weird.
Italy, Rome, Italy.
Rome,
We're going to Rome, Italy.
It's such an American
and we just
thing
got
to do.
Dorit speak Italian all the time.
Oh, you know how to say shoes, Dorit. You know how to say shoes.
Right. See,
my brother went to America for the first time ever last year, and he pointed out that it's such an American thing to go from, oh, I'm from New York, or I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. Like just because there's a lack of creativity, and they do have like a Sydney in Canada and shit. So I'll always say I'm from Sydney, Australia. But I love that they were obsessed with Rome, Italy.
I know. It's like, you don't carry on and go, I'm from, Blacktown or Campsie, Sydney.
More like Creek. Darlinghurst, Sydney.
From Newcastle, Australia.
Oh, God.
Like Sophie Mark.
So I've got a question re Gashol's house. Do you guys watch Arrested Development at all?
No.
So in Arrested Development, the idea is that the family keeps producing all these get-rich-quick schemes and ripping people off money. And one of them is they build this housing development in the middle of a desert. There's no one there. They accidentally fill it with pedophiles, and all the houses look like Gashol's house. It's literally like a box in the middle of a street with no trees, no other houses around because they haven't been built yet. Cheap.
Well, and the couple of times that they've done a cutaway in her house, when she says, I'm moving in, you can see that they're building a house like right next door. Like they're putting, it's literally like 20 of them in a lot, which, Now, if it's out in Calabasas where they all live, like the Kardashians and that, where there are a lot of those, but the ones out there are sprawling. These. Yeah.
Did you know she was in Coming to America?
Oh, and she's going to be Coming to America too. What about the final? We've expected it. The return of Boozy Brandi, friend of the show.
Okay, but what, so from the first time we saw her to I don't even know when, because her face was like, what was the matter with her face? She just had work done and it hadn't settled.
That's what it looked like, yes.
Yeah. I think it's funny to see. I always think it's funny. I wonder if you were like one of the current housewives, and then they bring like the people from other seasons back who really have no claim at all. It's like fucking Camille ginning around like she's queen shit. And you're like, bitch, you're not on the fucking show anymore. Tone it down. Same as Kim coming in to get a fucking free boob job. It's very weird when they bring these people back.
I think the whole Camille thing backfired on them though. I thought that they thought that they'd bring her back and she'd sort of be let back into the group. But those girls are like, oh no, we're having nothing to do with you. Fuck off. Like all of them en masse.
But Brandi's good. She's a good pot stirrer. So I'm happy to have Brandi back. But whether she was nervous or what have you, I mean, we've all been Brandi at a party.
Well,
but she fell over like 50 times.
I loved it when she fell over on the stage in front of the LED screen and nearly brought it down on top of her. I was like, oh, I've done that at ARC.
But
I mean, speakers at ARC and almost brought them down.
Me too. I fell off the back of the stage when I was dancing on it. I thought the curtain was a wall and I stepped back to do some sexy dancing on it. I went, whoop.
Isn't that how Cindy Pastel got brain damage? She fell off the speaker.
At the Exchange years ago. Down a set of stairs.
Oh no. Okay, that's a bit sad.
But I mean, don't you think though, even a friend, like she obviously had somebody with her at that party, don't you think that somebody would have gone like, oh girl, just this is not going in a good direction. Let's just come,
No, because we had this discussion, about when Sonia was so drunk at the New York Housewives, and then she goes, oh, I had the best time before the party with my booze. And I'm like, love, if that was even like, I would hope someone would say to me, Penny, you're too fucking drunk. Like, don't go. Well, people haven't. But like, don't go. You're going to make an ass of yourself. But they don't.
That's what I mean. I'm sure BP Major was off to the side. Like, why didn't she just grab him and go, listen, girl, come on, don't go.
Well, and it's very weird that she managed to pass off the whole booziness about being nervous about what had gone on with Denise, which now she's explained, it sounds like such a heap of shit.
Well, and the other thing was, Didn't weren't they meant to have been having an affair for like 6 months or something? Or
Allegedly.
But the way that she passed it off last night, it was just a one-time, bang and go, finger banging and out.
Don't tell Aaron. Don't tell Aaron.
Oh. And she shared an article about it. She's spoken to Us Weekly, Brandi has, in regards to the incident. And yeah, it was just a one-nighter. And she says she was used and then kicked out. And then when Denise found out that she was going to be coming on the show, Denise started talking to her again after brushing her off for 6 months or so.
Right. Well, it'll be
I
interesting.
believe Brandi.
I mean, where's Denise going to run to in Rome, Italy? The
Trevi
in those fields.
The Trevi Fountain to toss some coins in there. I mean, she ain't got to be.
Little bit of interesting news about the Trevi Fountain. My sister was on a Kentucky trip, and if you look up man swimming in Trevi Fountain, one of the boys on the trip dived into the Trevi Fountain and did a lap, got arrested, didn't do the rest of the trip. And my brother went years later and said to this security guard, a friend of mine dived in. He's like, it was at the Australian, and it's like folklore.
Oh my God.
Security guards, they pick like the hottest security guards in the entire world to work that whole fashion district around the fountain. When I went, they had put a Perspex top across the Trevi Fountain, and they were actually doing, I think, a Versace show walking on the fountain. Yeah. Amazing. Yeah.
Them and France to Paris to have the hot security, hot policemen in like the fashion district and the Marais and stuff. Oops.
Send your hotties through. That's
Is that him? Was he in the nude?
Yes.
Oh my God.
He's quite sexy, actually. Let me see if I can get another photo for you. Oh my God. Okay.
That's fabulous.
Oh wow.
And it's like
you're gonna have balls to do that.
You really it was summer. You wouldn't do it in winter.
Let's have a look here. Is that working? Has that come up?
I can see us. That's a great there we go.
Oh,
good on the Aussies. Good on Aussies.
Played a pasta after that,
Yeah, a pasta from Rome, Italy.
Rome, Italy. Oh, yeah. His wallet and phone was stolen out of his pants the minute they come.
Oh, forget it, honey. She would be. And the clothes. That's probably why she was naked. They probably took the clothes off his bag as he was.
That's my main worry is you do a nudie run. I remember once I got changed out of clothes and was just busy in a cubicle at AAACK for a long time with my entire clothes laying on the floor. I'm like, some asshole should have reached in and just taken those clothes. Imagine like you're stuck in a toilet in a nightclub with no clothes. Like, you don't know what to do.
Well,
the man that I was in there was chronically vomiting in the toilet and kept on turning around going, it's not you, it's not you. I'm like, yeah, girl, I know it's not me. Crazy stories from back in the day.
Thank God there wasn't cell phones around and high with cameras.
Oh, I've gone as red as a beetroot.
Imagine how I felt.
There was something else on Housewives last night too that I meant to. Did you see when
where's Dan gone?
Did you watch? I don't know.
To get my Whitney towel. Oh my God.
Vomit in the toilet. Did you watch What Happens Live?
I don't. It's come live in Australia on what's it? Is it Hoo or Who Do? I'm not subscribed to it, so I don't have it. But no.
Okay. I never watch it because it's annoying, and I know that. And like I said, I've done that show, and he's an asshole, and I can't stand it. Blah blah blah. But I thought I'd watch it last night because after all the Brandi drama, and then Dorit was on there. And then they asked Dorit, Andy said, to Dorit, he said, oh, so have you been into Sutton's store? And her face went, and she went, it's very warm and cozy, and it really, like she was like, you could literally go like you could see her face go like, oh, fuck, how am I going to get out of this one? She goes, it just really reflects Sutton.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Small and insignificant. Luckily, we had you reporting from their live the other week.
Oh, well, I was going to say maybe I could do some video, but I mean, you couldn't do any video in there. By the time you swam, you get everything in 2 seconds. It's that small.
Perry, did you get to watch?
So listen, they're filming the reunion this show.
Oh,
Oh, shh.
oh, have we got you?
Penny Frost.
Daniel, as Penny Frozen. I've heard they're doing Brandi separately as well.
Oh, really?
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
She didn't
You see
stir
the
that
photo
much
of-
shit, though.
Well, did you see the photo of Erica at the reunion?
No.
No?
She literally looks like, I mean, she looks beautiful, don't get me wrong, but she looks like a Bratz doll. I don't know how they've done her eyes. They've sort of like, yeah, if you Google it, like it's on her Instagram, I think.
But you sent us a link before. Erica's selling her wardrobe or selling items from her wardrobe.
Yeah.
And I love they said at almost a steal. I'm like, that's not a fucking steal. $600 for a pair of used shoes. And it's not like she needs the money.
You know, well, it's who knows, you know. But yeah, because I thought, oh, is it for charity? But then they didn't say that the money's going to charity. They just went, oh no, she's just getting rid of old tat. Rid of old, no.
Did you get to see Canada's Drag Race this week yet, Perry?
I can't watch it. I can't.
How come? What?
It's just sort of yeah. But if you zoom in,
Hey, I'll have to try another way. Hang on a sec.
That's a technical move for day at this time of day.
Oh, it's
yes. I haven't even had a wine yet. Oh God, I see what you mean. Here we go. Let me see if I can put it on the screen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she does look. That's quite heaven, but she does. Oh God. What if
it looks like
a lot of white under her eyes or something?
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, she looks like she's got those Mitsubishis or what were those? You know, the green.
Oh my God, her eyes are huge.
Yeah.
That's got to be retouched.
I think somebody.
Yeah.
Oh, her eyes are fucking mongy. Unless they painted her eyes on her eyelids, and she's just sitting there the whole day with her eyes closed.
Unless it's maybe it's one of those crazy Instagram filters.
Wow. I think it is. I think
that's crazy.
And then Lisa, did you see that Lisa Rinna called the whole thing bullshit because of the cease and desist order?
Oh, what was that about?
Well, I guess Denise served them all with a cease and desist. And obviously they couldn't talk about, I don't know, again, you know, it'll come out in the thing, but Lisa put on her Instagram, the reunion today was bullshit. And then she said, I guess
Denise there then? Because they alluded that Denise would not be there. So I guess she is.
Well, if she isn't, she just served them all with cease and desists.
What a pig.
You know.
Remember at the beginning of the season, they did the episode, and then the very end of the first episode, it was that blank green screen, and Denise sits down and she's like, the cat that got the cream, she's like, I've got something to say. And then we haven't heard her say anything.
Well, no, I think we're going to hear her in the next couple of weeks. Or maybe at the
hurry up.
You know what I mean? But I know it's all getting very, you know.
It's all getting desperate for a storyline. That's what it's getting.
Yeah, but you know, but they've still got Rome, Italy to come. You know,
I can't wait for them to go to Rome, Italy.
I hope they take Brandi. I hope they take Brandi.
No, they're not going to take her. She'd be licking gelato out of their puss. So you know.
Ooh, Tilda's favorite.
So the drag finale's tomorrow night.
Oh, yes.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh, so there's no clip show or reunion or anything?
Well, they did show, they're coming back, the kids, but they're out of drag. So they're all going to, I think they're going to come in and have a little bit of a, whatever, bitch fest and then piss off. But it's not, I don't think it's a full, but it'll be interesting to see what, you know, the thing is with India.
Yeah, because in the preview, they allude to the fact that Mayhem says, yes, there was like a pact and an alliance to get rid of Shay.
Right.
But again, we all know how creative the editing is there. So it'll be interesting to see what actually comes out of there.
But I hate that you have to stay off social media all day. Like over here, because we're on the West Coast, so I have to stay off social media from like 5 o'clock onwards.
Try living in Australia.
Yeah, because otherwise people go, so-and-so won, you know, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, fuck, I haven't seen it yet, you know.
And it's even the official Facebook groups and Instagram groups do it, which is shit out.
Yeah.
I just can't wait for Cracker to be eliminated. She's done my fucking...
Good Lord.
Couple of questions here. Now, Jules Perry said that she reckons that the Instagram parties and the misbehaviour is just so that they can do an overly publicised apology.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, you're probably right. For attention, anything for the gram.
Now, speaking of attention, Kanye West. Okay.
Your new president, Kanye West.
Said now that he is having an episode. He's even started attacking her, hasn't he?
Well, he's having an episode, and he's got a new album coming out. And speaking of episodes, did you hear about Tamar Braxton?
Yeah, no, what? I heard leaks of it.
She tried to commit suicide.
Right.
Oh, okay. That's sad.
So she's in the hospital, but apparently, well, I don't know. She wasn't happy about how the new spin-off show portrayed her, because she's got a new spin-off show called Get Your Life.
Right.
Okay.
Appropriately named.
And it was sort of following her, and she was really mad. Well, first of all, she kind of went on an Instagram rant saying that they get paid 75% less than the Kardashians. And, and that Braxton Family Values has been around for, 10 years or that, 12 seasons, something along. So they should be getting good money. But
75% less or 75% off?
Less.
Oh, okay, that's not good.
Kardashians get for keeping up with the Kardashians. She was calling out all the injustices, basically. And she said that the network was portraying her as an angry black woman, and that's what she didn't sign up for in this show. Okay. And so then I went and looked at the trailer for the show, and and you can look at it online. I think it's on YouTube, and it does portray her as a crazy angry black woman.
But you know what? I went and watched an episode of The Real being filmed, and she's an angry black woman. Sorry, that's like.
I think back then, I think she's tried to do and then they had the last meltdown on the Braxton Family Values. I think she's really tried to sort of fix her image. And I mean, that show, the hair show, she's great. The To Catch a Beautician. Yeah, it's really good. It's really, really good. She comes across as great. Like, she comes across as old Tamar, fun Tamar. Like a little bit sassy, but cute.
I really liked her in The Real, but we did not get. I mean, Australia, we didn't get that. I went to see it filmed in LA, but it was a 1 hour show, and it took fucking 6 hours to film, and they would not let you leave. I'd flown in that morning, had not slept, and in the end, I was like, I want to rip my fucking hair out. It's the worst day of my life. She was crazy in that though.
Yeah, she was. But this new one, when you see the trailer, you go, "Oh, honey, this is just." So apparently, she had a whole, she had a whole meltdown over, a whole thing over that, and But and since it's been announced, they haven't said anything more. So I hope she's doing okay, and
Okay, so question. Speaking of meltdowns, right? Last week we saw Dorinda. Absolutely. Sorry, Dan, you don't watch it. I've told you to absolutely rip Luann a new asshole on The Real Housewives of New York.
Did you see the next food was falling out of her mouth and she was eating the spaghetti?
It's just so disgusting. But I love, and then she accused her of having a mug shot, you drunken fool. And then the next day they just woke up and Dorinda goes, "Oh, what happened? Rosé." And it was all forgotten. That's disgusting.
Yeah, with New York, they just literally give them the alcohol cabinet and that's it. And they just say, go to town.
But there's no responsibility the next day. Even I would get guilty waking up to that. It's kind of wild.
Oh, yeah. No, it's now, I forget, is Luann drinking again or no?
Well, it's never discussed, but I mean, she was pretty goddamn drunk because she hadn't remembered most of the night. And she was pashing that young girl that wasn't drinking and suddenly is.
Because isn't she still on probation? I thought she was still on probation.
No, she's off. The bracelet's off.
Oh.
The anklet.
What's the anklet?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, she threatened to kill, for those of you who don't watch the show, she got arrested for public intoxication and then threatened to kill the policeman in his face. I'll fucking kill you. Wild.
Yeah. I think she slapped him too, like Zsa Zsa Gabor.
Zsa Gabor.
Poor Zsa Zsa Gabor on her one leg. She died. Only had one leg when she died.
Really?
Where was the other one?
Left it at the pub. Left it at the pub.
I mean, it could happen to anyone.
Man.
You know, the other day I was driving and I drove by this thing and there was a leg on the sidewalk. And I thought, oh, someone's lost their leg. I mean, that's an awful thing.
Jaja.
No, that lady from Real Housewives of New York that threw her leg when she got angry. What was her name?
Oh, remember Paul McCartney's wife, wasn't it?
Yes. Linda McCartney, is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Was she on it?
Yeah, she had a fake leg and she threw it in an argument at one of the other girls.
Yeah.
How did I miss this?
Oh, that was
Not watch New York.
That was like when what's her name with the hairline flipped the tables. Teresa.
Oh, yes. Oh, so it must be New Jersey, not New York.
No, I think she was on New York. She was on New York, Linda. She was on New York, yeah.
So many to catch up with.
I mean, you know, and they're still milking them for all they. And you know, now there's a spin-off of the Drag Race thing where they're going to follow them behind the scenes of the setup of the Vegas show.
Yeah. I feel like it's going to be Work the World style reality show.
I like Work the World, although I watched it today and it's so funny that do you watch it, Perry?
No, because I don't have that wow extra or whatever. Right. So I mean
it changes my opinion about a lot of the queens. I was not a Cameron Michaels fan, and then when I watched his, I'm like, actually, I quite like you. And then Monet Exchange had her version today, which I was really looking forward to. She was fucking boring as shit.
Oh,
really?
Really?
It's a shame. Yeah. And I really like Monet, but just not. I like that it's not a competition. I like that it follows like the behind the intricacies of a show, but she was boring.
I saw a couple of ones with Aquaria. That, you know, but she's another one, honey. I don't drink that Kool-Aid either.
I didn't until I watched her work the world, and then I really liked her. And Evie Oddly, I hated till I watched her work the world.
Oh well, Evie Oddly, she's still like alienating people, and you know, carrying on.
Well, she went RuPaul. Did you see that? She went RuPaul.
Yeah.
What did she say?
Oh my God, we got two. She did like a funny gig at Brooklyn Heights and said, oh, Brooklyn, you were terrible. And then people called her out and she goes, Brooklyn was fantastic. She showed emotion, unlike the host of the regular RuPaul's who only shows emotion if there's a camera and the chance of an Emmy. Yeah. And then what about Willem reviewing RuPaul's master sessions or whatever have you not seen this?
No, where did you see that one?
Oh my God, Willem's Facebook. He's selling it through Patreon. So RuPaul's doing like a 10-part like master sessions on drag. And she just talks shit. And Willem now watches it and then reviews it. It's fucking amazing.
Oh my God. You know, that's why you should try and get on the show. Willem should probably come on.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, we could drop it. I mean, Perry, we've had contact with us now, but I do like Willem.
Yeah,
Me too.
Come on. And you know who the other one, in fact, I might, or you should send her, because I don't know, I've never met her, but I've been listening to her podcast and I really, really do like her, is Trinity the Tuck.
Yeah, well, she's doing her own online drag competition, isn't she?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen anything about that.
Yeah, it's sort of, I mean, it's all very, you know, how's your father filmed in your living room and, you know, but her podcasts are really good. She has some good, you know, people on.
Have you heard the rumors that so season episode, this is the rumor, season 13 of Drag Race is being filmed now. RuPaul is not the host, and there is a trans man drag queen and a trans woman. The trans man drag queen looks fucking phenomenal. Amazing makeup and looks.
It's not who. I wonder. I'll have to do an investigative reporting on that. Let me get on that.
Yeah, I don't know who's hosting. This is the rumor. They've tracked who's dropped out of shows. But yeah, the trans man does full drag, full makeup, full out of control. It looks amazing. But yeah, apparently RuPaul's not hosting it.
Wait, so he's a woman transitioning to a man, and then he's getting in drag.
Yeah, so very. Yeah, and has the breast augmentation. Well, I don't think it's breast augmentation. The scars from the breast removal. Right. Living as a man, but trans man doing drag. Oh, wow, God. And looks fantastic. Yeah,
God, you're going to need a Xanax and a pensioner's pass to keep up with that one.
Well, there's been issues for a while, hasn't there, that trans community members have not been included. So, and potentially maybe that's why RuPaul's not doing it, because she's been very adamant that that's just not drag. So
I wonder who else they get to host.
Well, hopefully not Brooklyn.
Or the other one. The name.
The time has come for you to shave a little closer and smooth on your foundation, peanut butter skin.
Well, they never listen. That Canada's Drag Race, they never got that filter for those cameras that the US one does.
No.
I mean, you know,
it looks like they're all shot on old Nokias. It looks terrible.
2110E.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that must be a very expensive filter if they can't just pop one in the post and throw it up there. You screw that on the camera.
Just asking everyone to squint.
I mean, you know,
it's like watch this show. It's a pre-warning.
Oh my god.
So
what's happening with the drag down there?
What's happening? No talk of drag races yet. Few of us are back in clubs. Kitty Glitter is still stranded here. I've got to talk to Kitty throughout the week. But yeah, I mean, it's unusual. Sydney, we're not sure really whether we're going to end up going back into lockdown or at least close clubs. The Melbourne girls are back in lockdown. So it's just, we're all in a bit of a holding pattern, for want of a better word.
I see that Art Simone was doing those drive-up things where she drove up to people's driveways and, you know.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah. So, you know, I mean, well, they've started doing it over here too. I mean, you know, the girls have got to be industrious and come up with things for money.
What about last night after my show? A lady walked up and gave me a $10 tip, and I'm like, oh, thank you, but that's not necessary. And she goes, oh, I've been listening to Mama Roo. You got to tip your queens. I'm like, not fucking in Australia, darling, but thank you. I'll get McDonald's on the way home.
Oh, honey, you should, yeah, that's it, honey. Desperate times call for desperate measures.
Weird times. Yeah, so no excitement down here, Perry.
Oh, you'll all be back in lockdown soon, so that's fine, you know.
True. Vanity's selling merchandise. Courtney's gone. I mean, the First Lady of Australian drag's offshore. I don't know how we're coping.
I saw her the other night. She had a good, you know, I love when she gets on the sauce and does her Instagram lives.
She always starts with, I'm not drinking today.
I'm not drinking today. And then the next thing, you know, the eyelashes over here and one's up here. And, you know.
Red wine teeth.
And I love it when she's clinking the ice and it's like, oh, I love the sound of the ice clinking on the glass. Don't you?
Ooh, how very Sydney, Australia of her to be clinking ice.
Oh, God.
Oh, which has apparently gone up to almost twice the cost as well, we hear on the grapevine.
Yeah, I did research. Someone told me last night that cocaine prices have actually gone down and crack prices have gone up. Unheard of.
But could you imagine what these people must be like in their apartments, you know, all hopped up on the pipe?
Stop styling. What?
Yeah, who said that?
Who's not
I better fix my computer. Oh, I think people are watching me through my TV.
My phone's videoing me.
Erica Jane's looking at me. Erica Jane's looking at me.
Kids. I've got to go and pick up bingo pens. I've got to go. Bye.
Oh, we love you, Perry and Penny. I'm getting your names mixed up.
Okay.
What an episode.
Stay safe.
You too. Bye. We'll see you next week.
Bye, honey.
Is
that an inappropriate exit? I'm late.
Well, we have gone over. It is 2:05. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for tuning in. I did see a donation come through from our beautiful mega fan, Jamie Generous. I think I got the pronunciation correct this time.
If you're doing a show tonight, let us know. We'll publicise it. I've tuned into a couple of your shows. They are a journey.
Yes, we would love to see it. Let us know. Penny, when are you online again next? Anytime or next Friday with me?
I guess next Friday. I'm not doing the live shows as such. I know Lexi Gaga from Melbourne is doing a Christmas show tomorrow night, which we should tune into. But I'm back in clubs. Just come find me in clubs. Monday, Cooper's Newtown. Wednesday, Bloody Mary's. Thursday, Potts Point. Coming soon to a new venue very soon if my meeting tomorrow goes well.
Oh, fingers crossed. Well, we might come and see you at Bloody Mary's on Wednesday, actually.
Yeah, dude, it's a really fun night there. Dinner and show. It's an immersive dining experience. Dinner and show and your bingo. $49 includes a welcome beverage.
I love a welcome beverage. We had so many welcome beverages there last time that I couldn't walk the next day.
Well, we should definitely get in there for a brunch. Maybe Sunday, Dan.
What about, I can't this Sunday.
Maybe we should organise our social life offline.
I was going to say, this is probably a chat for offline.
Yeah.
I'm going again. Oh my God. Oh, did you have anything for Penny's platform this week?
Penny's platform this week, look, I think what I want to say is everyone's going through their own unusual times at the moment. Don't push your thoughts, beliefs, and understandings onto other people. We may have mentioned it once before, but if someone's not having a great time at work and potentially not going to keep their job, don't say things like, you'll get another job, everything will be all right. Allow people to mourn and grieve their losses. How about you, Dan? Is there a Dan's diorama?
Today's Dan's diorama is, if we're told to wear a mask, please just wear a mask. If a surgeon can wear a mask for 12 hours straight and be fine, then it's okay for you to wear a mask going to the shops. And I love you all.
Wear it. Dan, I'll get you offline to discuss our next lady catch-up. We'll see everyone next Friday.
See you, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. We love you.
Good night, Australia.
Good night, Australia. Do yourselves a favour. And...
I'm going to get my mask. I'm going to get my bingo pens. Bye.